What if you woke up 2 million years in the past? With nothing, no tools, no shelter, no one to help you, could you survive? The sun bleeds over a barren ridge. A lone woman, Maya, stands at the edge of a vanished world. Below her, the savanna stretches endlessly, alive with creatures that no longer walk the earth. Elephants with straight tusks graze near giant ground sloths. Antelopes with spiral horns drift through the tall grass. It is the early Pleistocene, a time when the first humans, Homo habilis, were learning what it meant to shape stone and spark fire. Wine quips across her face, confusion, fear, then instinct. Movement catches her eye, a predator, Meganterian, the saber-toothed cat, its golden eyes fixed on her. Her heartbeat quickens, she runs, dust explodes under her feet as claws tear through the grass behind. Stones scatter, breath ragged, the sound of raw survival. She slips, tumbles down a rocky slope, vanishing into the darkness of a narrow crevice. Outside, the beast prowls, its growl vibrating through the stone. Inside, Maya trembles, a single breath separating her from extinction. 2 million years ago, survival wasn't a choice, it was the only law. And now, so it begins. The complete guide to prehistoric life. Stepping cautiously from the narrow crevice, Maya scans the world with new eyes. The predator has vanished, but danger still hangs in the heat. From above, the land reveals its true nature, a dry, fractured terrain shaped by the climate shifts of the early Pleistocene. Far in the distance, a thin silver line glimmers, water. For any creature 2 million years ago, water meant life and competition. She moves along the sun-blasted ridge, shading her face as our ancestors once did when expanding into open savannas. Then, a shadow in stone, a small cave, shelter, hope. Inside, the air is cold, still. Bones litter the floor, silent warnings of the animals that claimed this refuge before her. Even early humans understood this rule: a shelter is never yours until you prove it so. Maya's fingers brush the rough wall, feeling ancient textures shaped long before humanity existed. She clears debris, drags branches, pushes loose rocks aside, recreating the oldest act of survival, claiming a safe place to rest. Sunset spills gold through the entrance, dust dancing like sparks. Outside, the wind sharpens. Night is coming, and with it the same threat our earliest ancestors faced. In the fading glow of dusk, Maya gathers what this ancient world offers: a piece of basalt, dry branches, brittle grass. 2 million years ago, these simple materials marked the difference between warmth and a night claimed by predators. She strikes the stones together, a sharp crack, a fleeting spark, then darkness again. Early humans struggled the same way, long before fire became a mastered tool. Yet, every attempt brought them closer to reshaping their destiny. Maya tries again, jaw clenched, breath steady. This time the spark lingers, a whisper of light touching the dry tinder. Smoke holds upward, and suddenly a small flame awakens, fragile but alive. Her face softens with awe. Firelight once transformed our ancestors' nights, allowing them to cook food, scare off hunters, and bond as communities. Now, in this lonely cave, the flame reflects against the stone walls, becoming her first true ally in a world ruled by instinct and survival. At sunrise, the world softens, but survival does not. Maya studies the stones at her feet, choosing one with the same instinct early Homo habilis once relied on. She strikes rock against rock until a sharp flake breaks free, the earliest technology in human history. Testing its edge, she slices bark cleanly, understanding why these simple tools open new diets and new possibilities. She lashed the shard to a sturdy branch, grinding it into a spear. Muscles tense, breath steady, she plants it firmly into the earth, her first weapon, and her first step toward mastery. Following the heavy tracks pressed into the dust, Maya moves with the same instincts that guided early humans across the Pleistocene. Her fingers sink into damp soil, a quiet signal that water lies close. Moments later, she spots a herd of ancient antelope gathered at a shrinking pool, living proof of how every creature here depends on the same fragile sources. At a thin trickle of fresh water, she drinks carefully, each sip restoring clarity. Water shaped migration, diet, even the rise of early human groups, and now it shapes her survival too. Hunger soon follows. Maya gathers forest berries, testing scent and taste. just as ancestral foragers learned to identify safe foods through observation and risk. Nearby, old bones hint at a previous kill. With a stone, she cracks them open, releasing rich marrow, one of the high-energy resources thought to fuel the growth of early human brains. Warm fat drips across her hand, a small yet essential victory in this ancient world. The fire crackles back to life as Maya feeds it dry branches, knowing that in this world, darkness belongs to hunters. A distant roar rolls across the plains, a reminder of the saber-toothed predators that once ruled the Pleistocene night. Outside the cave, two glowing eyes emerge from the void, reflecting the flames like shards of ice. She hurls a burning branch outward. For early humans, fire was more than warmth. It was a shield, a signal to every creature that the rules of the night had changed. The predator snarls, revealing long, curved canines built for ambush hunting, then hesitates, pushed back by the expanding light. Maya's hands tremble as she grips her spear, but she holds her ground with the same instinctive courage our ancestors once needed simply to survive until dawn. With a final growl, the beast retreats into the dark, exhaustion floods her. Tears fall. Illuminated by firelight, a fragile human spark against an unrelenting world. Under the pale moon, she keeps her vigil beside the flames, knowing that tonight, fire is the only reason she is still alive. Dawn settles softly over the grasslands, every blade glazed with silver dew as Maya lifts her new spear. Her first throw slices the air and falls short, a reminder that in prehistory, skill is earned, never given. But she tries again, and again. Through repetition, her muscles begin to remember what her mind is only starting to understand. Early humans survived by mastering tools through practice, observation, and patience. Following faint tracks in the soil, Maya studies the habits of small animals, learning as her ancestors once did that reading the land is as vital as strength. Hidden in the brush, she stills her breath, waiting. When the creature darts past, her spear lands true. She approaches slowly, hands trembling, struck by the ancient truth that hunting carried both fear and gratitude. I've taken meant life preserved. Later, as fire crackles and smoke rises into the morning light, Maya begins to taste the deeper lesson of adaptation. Every small victory shapes the story of survival. As the sun bleeds into the horizon, Maya sits beside her fire, watching the sky shift from gold to ember. In this quiet moment, she begins to understand what science now confirms. Early humans didn't just survive by strength, they endured through creativity. Her hands shaped new tools, arranging them with intention, evidence of the cognitive spark that would one day define our species. Firelight carves soft reflections in her eyes, revealing determination born from trial and adaptation. Standing atop the hill, Maya surveys the vast plains below. The creatures that once threatened her now pass peacefully, no longer symbols of fear, but of belonging. The camera drifts back, and Maya becomes a small silhouette in a world that dwarfed her kind yet never broke them. Flames flicker into darkness, carrying one final truth. 2 million years ago, survival wasn't knowledge, it was instinct. This is where humanity began. If this journey moved you, consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to support more stories like this.